Hey, what's up? I'm Indigo Rose. I'm a singer-songwriter and all-around creative, and you're live with me. I am from Cleveland, Ohio, originally. Growing up in Cleveland was an interesting experience. It helped shape me as a person due to my environment and the people around me and circumstances that I was living in. But it wasn't necessarily feeding my growth in terms of the support I needed from my community to blossom into a bigger artist, you know, and find who I am now. So I had a duality. Like every summer from the time I was 2.5 to like 13, 14, I would fly out here for the summer, I would visit, and I got that taste of life, you know, getting to see the Strip and these bougie lifestyles and the sun and the palm trees and just being able to, you know, see a different side of life and not feel like Cleveland was all that there was, you know, and that kind of helped me open my mind to, okay, well, I'm not stuck anywhere. I could go anywhere I want, you know. Actually, I'm not even impressed by where I'm at right now. I've been here, I've been there. I don't, you know, but I was a kid and I had that perspective. And then, you know, growing up into an adult and being able to make the conscious decision, okay, I'm going to give up everything, sell everything I own, and make a transitional life change right now because I feel like I need to, because I've always wanted to, was like, though it hurt to leave my family and my friends behind, you know, it helped me grow into a better woman presently and enjoy the life that I have now. I value it way more now because there are certain things that I couldn't really do back home. But there's also pros and cons to it nowadays where I go home, it's full of art. It's full of art. Everybody's their selves. Everybody's got their own style. I mean, of course, everyone in the world has their own things, but they have their own aesthetic and their own style. And I'm more inspired by the art because that's what I grew up in. Versus I come over here, I'm inspired by entertainment. I'm inspired by lights. I'm inspired by, you know, the excitement of what I can be, you know, and who I can be here and how I have the power to be whoever I want here. Because Vegas is open to that. You know, any new place that you move to is open to who you make yourself, you know. So, you know, it comes with time, figuring it all out, but it was well worth the change. I feel like you're kind of born with it. You have a natural eye, feeling, passion towards life, and you see things different, and you yearn to create based on whatever is inspiring you around you, whether you're a DJ, you know, a musician, a photographer, a painter, a digital graphic person, whatever you want to do, you know, you have to feel that and be passionate and want to do that and love doing it for that matter, no matter what. You might not always feel like doing it, but it's just within you. Like, you have a way of seeing things that other people cannot see. And I feel like that's what separates you from being an artist and just people that have an idea of what it is. I realized that I was an artist when I was drawing in kindergarten and I was extremely detailed. I had very good attention to detail and I could look at something and physically draw it. And as time went on, people started to recognize me for that talent. So I was only like, remember I was in like 5th grade and I like stared at something and I drew exactly the dimensions and all that. And as time went on, I just kept developing my craft, but I also worked on, you know, my singing voice as well. That was what I was strongly the most passionate about because, well, I wanted to be like Beyonce. So I'd sing all her songs until my voice cracked. And then one day I woke up and I hit those notes and I was like, yeah, I'm doing this. This is happening. But then as I got older, I started like training myself to, you know, be more serious with it and, you know, create my own music at some point. But, you know, it was a slow build. You know, I didn't know I was gonna be an artist full time when I grew up. I just knew I wanted to be a singer and an artist in general, and I wanted to not live in Ohio anymore. That I knew when I was 8. I even put it on a project that I had in class where they told us to draw where we saw our future. And I drew the strip, I drew Starbucks, and I drew cameras and a microphone. And I put that I was a famous singer and I loved steak and I was gonna live in Las Vegas, you know, and travel. And I was 8. I was 8 when I did that. So, you know, looking back on that, when I was actually moving and I found that paper, that was crazy because I actually manifested that as a kid. But I used to tell everybody when I was a kid, like, hey, I'm gonna live in Vegas. I'm moving. I don't care. I'm gonna live in Vegas. I'm gonna do me. I'm gonna be famous. I'm gonna do what I want. I'm gonna do it. And, you know. Leaving, trying new environments. Honestly, that is the most stimulating thing for me. The more I leave and see new environments, the more inspired I am to make changes to myself and my artistry. So, like leaving the country, going to another state. It could even be going to the mountain or going to a waterfall or dipping off to go to LA. I don't know. Whatever I decide to do, I'm inspired instantly because I feel refreshed in a sense because I'm somewhere new that I'm not used to all the time, which keeps my creative juju going. What turns me off creatively is people telling me what to do with my creativity. So for example, if I am maybe recording and I got 6, 7 people trying to tell me which direction I should go with a song or how I should do it or whatever, it can overwhelm me and throw off my creative process versus just letting me immerse myself in where I'm at and let it come out of me naturally through my natural creative process. Another thing that turns me off creatively is when, you know, I decide that I want to do something with maybe another person or people and they don't see the vision or believe it, so they are not consistent. So that turns me off too. And yeah, or just being controlled in general with anything creatively. That turns me off immediately. Do not try to control me. It doesn't work. It's not necessarily that I want the control. I just know that if I trust my own intuition and I trust letting my guard down and, like I said, immersing myself into what I'm actually passionate about, what I'm actually good at, and I know that for a fact, I feel like I'm not being respected in a sense. So I'm not saying they're trying to disrespect me, and I'm not saying that I don't want help or whatever they're trying to do, but sometimes you stay in your lane, I stay in mine. I don't need control. I don't go around telling people how to wash cars. I don't wash cars. So why would I tell you how to wash a car? Hello. I'm not a school teacher. I can't tell you how to teach these kids about global issues. I don't study global issues. Why would I jump in and just take over the class and all of a sudden I know all this stuff about global issues? It just doesn't make sense. So I feel like it's annoying because you don't trust me and my creative control. I would probably show them my song Queen of the Night, and I would make sure that they get that transient feel from it, because that song was very powerful and it speaks a lot of deeper depths, um, but you have to know. And that was like one of my favorite songs that I ever created. It takes a certain mental state to understand it and listen to it, but if I had to show some aliens, I would show them that song. So that was a dope song. I worked hard on that song. Okay. My favorite song that I've ever done would be, I don't know, Headcase was like up there. Summer Child is my favorite song I ever made. Summer Child's inspiration came from a quote I heard on Game of Thrones. I just saw, it was like a queen and she was talking to like her kid on the show and she was like, "Oh, you sweet summer child, you know, you gotta behave like this." And I was like, that would be really cool for a song. And then like, I ended up linking up with the producer at the time and we were going through beats and like, he showed me the beat for Summer Child and he was like, I made this song back in like '03. I just never used it. I'm actually gonna trash it. I said, wait a minute. I like this beat way too much. I need this song right now. Actually, I'm starting to get a melody right now. And I started writing to it. And then like, that just came out of me. I was just like, "Sweet summer child, why are you so wild?" And I was like, oh shit, like this is crazy. This is so good. And then like, we're like, yo, let's keep that. And then we kept writing, kept building it. And when it was done, that song did numbers. It's still doing numbers. It's still one of my favorite songs. You could play it any time of the year and enjoy it. And it's just a vibe. And I love singing it live because, I'm able to give that rustic vibe, with my voice and make it feel very soulful to people. And, everyone can really resonate, like it's speaking about, a person who is kind of unruly and they're just kind of doing stuff and they're not thinking about it. And then they're like, hey, like you should slow down. You should think before you act. You should, move like this, and enjoy your life and enjoy your process and not rush through it. And that's what makes you, like chill out. Tell your inner child to chill out. You gotta control the ship now. So that's Summer Child. There's a couple of things I really want to do as Indigo Rose. I always wanted to work with Tyler, the Creator. I always wanted him to produce me an album and let me be an instrument with my voice with him and like vibe in the studio and come up with some magical stuff and see what he can do with my vocals and see what instruments we can, work on together and just build something really beautiful. I do still want to go on tour, but I want to start with the West Coast and then move over to the East Coast and then go out the country. Yeah, because leaving the country and seeing the support you get there, different feeling. I've seen so many artists do it and they always get good feedback and you just never know. I'm here to embrace the unknown. Also, I want my music to be in movies. I feel like they're good enough to be in a scene where something's going on and it flows right in. And I still want to act. I feel like I would do good at like a Cookie Lion role or something where I can actually just cut up, like fully release that energy. I like it. Or I could be like another rebel, or I could be innocent. It just depends on the role, but I'm open to it and sky's the limit and I'm here every day working towards something new. So those are like big goals that I've always had for my music and I want them to happen. My new project is similar rebellious story. So that was more in my extreme emotional bag. Like extreme emotions to the point where I kind of unlocked a new sound with that album that I didn't know was in me. Every time I make a new album, a new song, anything of that sort, I unlock a new level of Indigo Rose and what she can do. And during that process, my emotions were extremely random and like bursting. And I was very sensitive. So I was just like letting them have it, letting them have it. Whoever it was, I was letting them know I can be vulnerable. I can be loving, but I could take my love away. I can be conscious. I can be extremely in tune, but I can also relax and I can help you feel good and I can guide you right. You know, it's a combination of emotions that I am not always that open to displaying to everyone. I ended up naming it I'm Not Sorry, because I'm not sorry about the things that I feel towards the songs or anything that I said, because I feel what I feel and I can say what I feel because I have the right to do so. Okay, so the first song, I'm talking my shit. I'm confident, I'm walking in the room, I don't care what anyone's got to say about me. I'm catching a vibe, I'm doing me that night, but I'm just passing time because, you know, I got other obligations. And then it moves into a vulnerable song where I'm singing about, you know, how I'm yearning for a person and a certain type of love, and, you know, I want them to hear me and how much I love them and the lengths I'd go for them and show them that I love them. The third song, I'm talking shit again, and I'm getting straight to it. Like, I'm calling you out. I don't care how you feel about it. I feel like this, so you need to know. And then I go, okay, well, cool, you know how I feel, but how do you feel? What do you want? Why do you want me? What exactly is bringing you to me? Is it my mind, my body, my soul? Is it all three? I need you to tell me what you want. Otherwise, this isn't really gonna work. You know, it transitions so smooth that it kind of sounds like it's like a movie playing in your brain. Like, it's like super cool how it, you know, rolls together. I did not want everybody to hear it yet. I wasn't ready to let go of it. And now I'm to the point where I'm like, you know what? It's time to just release those feelings to the world and be vulnerable again and enjoy that process, you know, and experience the unknown, because at the end of the day, that's what we do. We're artists. We're gonna do that. If I wanna drop a clothing line tomorrow, cool, I'm gonna do it. If I wanna, you know, pop out and be a whole nother chick and dye my hair and do it, like, I'm gonna do it. Why not? And, you know, you could choose to support it or not, but it's still me. It's still the same girl. It's just a new level. And I feel like this chapter needs to be released so I can close and move on to the next thing. So that's why I'm releasing it in the way that I am. So, you know, you'll be in a certain headspace and you'll create something really magical. And then one day you'll wake up and you're like, I don't feel like creating nothing today. I feel like focusing on something else, or I feel like going to sleep, or whatever you're going through, right? You don't always have that same energy, you know, which every artist goes through their episodes, but it's up to you to fight through that and keep pushing no matter what, you know, keep striving. Even if you aren't creating music, keep creating no matter what, to keep you aligned, you know, mentally, because sometimes you go dark and sometimes you get really, really bright. And then sometimes you're just a neutral color, and it just depends on how you feel. But I say, no matter what you're going through, if you died tomorrow, nobody would know what you got going on. So you should release whatever you have, because there was a reason you made it, and there's a reason you need to release it. Because that is another part of you that is unlocked inside of you that needs to be out in the real realm. And if you made it, it's real. So why not release it? why not give it to people? Isn't that the point of creating?
Don't listen to it. Crows are all liars. I know a story about a crow.
I hate your story.
I know a story about a boy who hated stories. I could tell you about Sir Duncan the Tall. Those were always your favourites.
Those weren't my favourites. My favourites were the scary ones.
Oh, my sweet summer child, what do you know about fear?
I feel like being a Black woman, the way people communicate with me is different. Everything is a fight. It's almost like a battle against will. It's like, can I keep bullshitting you until you finally give up? 3 hours? You got 3 hours? So it's been about 6 hours. Why don't y'all accept? You don't have to. Eventually they realize, and we start, this bitch will not give up.
Red Rock was one of the first places that my grandmother took me when I first decided to make the leap to move here. So when I don't feel one with myself, I tend to seek nature to gain peace of mind and relieve myself of any worries and remind myself that life is a lot larger than just what's going on in my mind or my personal life and time. So coming here helps me clear any thoughts and any heavy energy on me and gives me a safe place to confide in and just breathe and feel connected and grounded again. I enjoy grounding myself here. I feel the strength and the power every second I'm here. So I enjoy it for what it is, and I treat this place as a special sacred grounds to heal. Actually, as I'm talking about healing, the wind is picking up. That lets you know how powerful this place is. We are grateful to be here, for sure. Seems like the spirit guides are rooting for me. The wind is so strong. It was not this windy when we got here, I swear. It was so much calmer. Yeah, I know. Yeah. Can you please dial down, please? Just a little bit for us? Please. It's working. It's a little calmer. No, fuck that. Turn up! Turn up! No, let me not say that. Last time I said that, a storm came. And it got really bad. But whatever. I'm not going to talk shit to Mother Nature or the wind gods because she's very active here, especially in the desert. So Red Rock is actually one of the first places I came to visit before I made the transition to moving to Las Vegas. It's the most special place because my grandfather's ashes and my mother's ashes are spread in this general vicinity, and their spirits are with me. So I come here to get connected to them and also free myself mentally of anything going on, and I find relief and peace here. So I enjoy coming here to just clear my mind and stay connected. You know what? Yeah. My mom loved my music. She loved my music. She loved my art. She was always bragging on me and like giving people my CDs and telling everybody I was her star baby and, you know, encouraging me to sing, encouraging me to model, encouraging me to practice my songs. She had me practice this Cheetah Girl song for this audition when I was like 8 or 9 for Singing Angels till like midnight. And usually my bedtime was like 9 o'clock. She had me practice till 12 o'clock till I got it right. And the next day I nailed that, and I was in Singing Angels for like 5 years. And that was a pretty dope experience as a child, being able to perform all over Cleveland with other kids my age and, have that experience as an artist as a child. She always supported it. She had me in tap, jazz, ballet. Um, she always had me doing things that fed my creative drive as an artist. And even before she died, she told me, like, look, I want to get you an Ulta gift card so I can get you some makeup so you can look good on camera, because I'm so proud of your music video and I love your songs. And, when I feel better, I'm going to come to your shows. And, like she encouraged it. She loved that, I loved it. And when she like discovered I could sing, she definitely stayed pushing me towards being a singer and working on my craft to the best of my ability. Whether it's vocal lessons or getting me into Cleveland School of the Arts. I was a vocal major there. Um, and she helped nurture that. So I do say she's supporting me, and even though she is not here physically in this realm, she has been supporting me through the spiritual realm. I feel her with me all the time. And, sometimes opportunities appear out of nowhere, and I feel like it's her working her magic behind the scenes, her and my family. My family, actually, the entire family is super supportive, and they're waiting for me to be famous. So there's a lot of pressure on me, but I'm never worried about it. I'd be more worried if I wasn't doing what they wanted me to do. It's extremely important because majority of the time as an artist, you're giving to everyone but yourself, which is the most important job as an artist. You create and you inspire and you give love and you show your creativity, and you never know how that's impacting someone, but sometimes you need to pour back into yourself in order to keep creating magical things for other people to enjoy and to share with them. I do highly recommend finding your center, or at least having a balance between your actual life and who you are as a person, and always searching for that person and never forgetting who that person is to you and why you are that person. Um, there was a time when I didn't really have a place to center myself, which was not the most positive time for me. But in that time frame of emotion and chaos and instant change and just so much going on, I was able to tap into an internal hurt that helped me release that pain and help me heal by creating with that pain. So, like, I have music that I used to make, and when I listened to it, I knew I was in a different headspace and I was writing completely different. I was singing completely different. I had a different tone, but you could feel that energy radiate out of me. But it was coming from a place of pain or hurt or happiness or laughter, whatever it was, but you feel it, and that helped me figure out more about who I was. Like, no, I don't like being hurt. No, I don't like being angry. But those two combined help me make masterpieces. I talk the most shit. I get the most poetic. I sing the strongest. I start feeling myself. I gain my confidence back because I need that. I need those experiences to gain clarity and stay a stronger artist. So I encourage everyone to find their own way back to themselves always, and don't let the outside world interrupt who you are or who you're becoming. Like, if you're stressed out and you're frazzled, 9 times out of 10, the painting's not going to come out the same. The song's not going to come out the same. You're kind of like forcing it. And I don't like forcing anything. I like flowing and being as fluent as possible. And if I can't get that flow going, then I'll burn it down and I'll start all over. That's just how I work, you know, and this is a place that I can just kind of burn out that stagnant energy and move without resistance or rocks or trees or something just in my way. Like I feel like all of it is cleared and I'm able to see my path clearly and go for it. I have not written any songs specifically here, but I have taken down notes and thoughts that I've had for sure. And I've also done a lot of affirmations and said a lot of things that I was grateful for, but I've not written any songs. Usually when I write songs, I'm either on a balcony, I'm near some water, or I'm alone, completely in isolation in a room or a space or a corner. Whenever it hits me, I'm creating, but I'm constantly creating. So, it just depends, but I have not specifically here. I had a friend of mine come hike with me. Like there was two of my closer friends from Ohio, Cleveland, and I was really scared to come here. It was snowing one time, and I couldn't find the path to climb up the mountain. It just looked like one big structure, and it was very terrifying at the beginning, and I did not know which way to start or how to approach it or how to even get up to the highest point, right? But my friend told me, he said, if you look closer, a mountain will teach you how to climb it. You just have to look for the path. And when he said that to me, the path started to form. So it became easier and easier to keep climbing up. And as I kept climbing up, I'd be like, this is high, but I want to go higher than this. I think I'm going to try and go up there. And then before I knew it, we were all on separate points of the mountain, but we all just kept climbing until we found our spot that made us more comfortable. And I say all that to say, life is similar. You think that you have all this going on and you can't really see the vision of what it's going to be or how it's going to turn out or whatever, but you don't know until you start forming the path to get there. And the path will present itself. You just have to be cognitive and intentional about where your next steps are going to be, and it will lead you in the right direction to get up to the mountain. But every time you reach a certain peak, you have to remember there's still more to go. But you still credit yourself for the point that you got to, but you challenge yourself the next time to go up a little higher every single time until you achieve what you want. So, yeah, sitting on top of a mountain, overlooking the desert, overlooking the world, being away from everything, helps me recenter because it shows me, well, one, how small I am to the world, and two, how powerful it is to detach from what you thought was important. Yeah, I used to be scared to climb up here. Last time you saw me, I was up there. I'm going to climb all the way to the top one day. I really am. But I'm going to wear the right stuff because I don't want to fall. But I definitely enjoy climbing up mountains and being physically active. It's just like perfect for me. I used to climb on stuff all the time. But sometimes when you climb on things, it rejects you, and tree branches and stuff break and they hurt you. So don't climb those trees that don't look that friendly. That's my advice to you. Don't do that.
So don't climb unsturdy trees.
Don't climb anything that doesn't give off friendly energy, okay? If you see a tree and it looks all spooky, don't fucking climb it. It doesn't want to be climbed. There's an energy that radiates to things that want to be touched. Go with your intuition and don't fall out of trees because it hurts.
Chris about it.
Music's my favorite thing, and I could talk about it all day. And we have to get to a point, I think. Sometimes I'll do these and I'll talk about music and I'll be like, oh, this was recorded at this studio. This is track this came out this year. And it could probably be annoying, but we're at a point where a musician who you know for music is being interviewed on a platform about music, talking in detail about music, his passion and what he's known for. And people are like, why does he keep doing that? But, you know, if I was on here gossiping or talking about so and so who got beef, da 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 da, oh man, it's people will feed into it, and it's like, no, we need to get back to talking about music.
Friends help friends make their dream come true.
4 friends will get one shot.
We could be grabbing Grammys
to show their spots.
Welcome to the world of a true artist.
A Disney Channel original movie starring Raven Simone, Sabrina Bryan, Keely Williams, and Adrienne Bailon. The Cheetah Girl.
You no more, your head case, baby. But you swear that I'm crazy. Your head case, baby. Then you threaten to leave me. Now you're begging to see me. Your head case, baby. And you swear that I'm crazy. Shedding these old feelings, cause I don't wanna hear it. No, you can't see me like a venom, baby.
Welcome to my studio. It's not the most equipped studio, but it's what I have for when I personally want to create on the fly, or have some idea I want to get out, or sometimes I just put on a beat, you know, and I'll really like that beat and I'll just start freestyling to it and I'll drag it into my program. So I alternate between GarageBand, Pro Tools, or Logic Pro X, depends on how I'm feeling. I learned more on GarageBand, so I'm slowly transitioning into learning the controls of Pro Tools, even though it's what I usually would work with if I was in a real studio. But this is my house, so I can have my own session however I want it. I haven't worked with any producers on my new project. I've just been finding beats and creating soulfully from myself, and it seemed like my best work did come from me. But it was really more powerful when I had a producer that knew my sound and knew what I wanted and could create it. But since I don't have that at the moment, like I'm not working with anybody specifically, I'm able to, like I said, have the full creative control of, oh shit, well maybe I don't want to be like that. Maybe I don't want to force myself to sound like this. Maybe I want to sound like that. And then I kind of like hear the beats all together and I format them so that they all roll together and create a story, you know? So that's what I say the benefits is having control of the room. Like if I want my mood light to be set to purple, if I want my candles lit, if I want to put a sunset light up, if I want to blast the music, if I want to keep it low, if I want to drink some wine, like I have control of the room. And I also don't feel affected by other people's energy in the room, which could go either way. I could be extremely creative around them, or I could like pull back and be introverted and kind of work on it internally until I get on the mic and then it comes out. But it really just depends on who's in the room with me. But if it's just me in the room, I have full creative control. I can let my guard down. If I want to sing about wearing a chicken suit, if I want to sing about love, hate, whatever, I have control to do that. I have control to stop it. I have control to change my vocal style, turn it up, turn it down. I just love having full creative control in my own space and being able to let my guard down fully to get into that zone that I need to produce the best song possible. I used to go to the studio and have all this trust and faith in this one person and think that they know exactly what they're doing and exactly what I want and know how to do it. And they didn't know shit. They didn't know shit. They just knew how to press the button and add some layers. They didn't know how to mix. They didn't know how to master. They didn't know how to check for sounds. They didn't know how to add compression. They didn't know how to take it away. They didn't know how to, you it's a language. It's another language. It's like, as a woman, you're already underestimated, right? And mostly there's men engineers. There's not always women engineers. So like it's the same thing. Like if I go to a car shop and I tell them, "Hey, my oil needs to be changed," they're like, "No, it doesn't. I'm gonna do it this way because I'm the man and I know it." No. If I tell them, "Hey, my oil needs to be changed, my spark plugs need," I know the language, right? So it's the same thing with music. If I go in there and I go, "Can you turn the thingy to the left?" and no. Now that I know what I'm talking about, now that I know what it's doing to me, how it's affecting my vocals, what it's doing to my vocals, what I want on my vocals, how I record, I can go, "Hey, I don't like that. Turn the reverb down. I don't want delay. I want more compression. I want less compression." And he understands, oh shit, she actually knows what she's talking about. Oh, she must actually, oh, okay, they have a better respect for you. And also, it opens up another world like, okay, I am able to process this and make what I want come out of it versus putting all my faith into one person who might or might not know what they're doing and is just charging me just because they're in the fucking position to do it, So it just takes a lot of weight off me and makes me feel more confident in my craft and what I'm doing so that when I show up, I'm not just the girl who sings. No, I'm the girl who sings. I'm the girl who can engineer. I'm the girl who can take some loops and build it and make a little beat. I might not get that far, but at least I know what I'm doing. I could take my vocals and make a sound with my voice, and I can say that to the producer and they can make that sound. I could find the sound with them and they can match it. Like, I am not just a body. I am also the creator, and I like having that input. I feel like if I'm going to be creating beautiful music, I need to have it sound the way I want it to sound, because that's going to give it the best effort that I can to put out to masses. But I also have to tell people, because I'm a singer, that I don't record like a rapper. You can't put auto tune on my voice and try to do it the lazy way. You have to mix as you go, because singers have different vocal techniques and it's hard to know how you sound and match your pitches if you're always on auto tune, unless it's already mastered or mixed prior to and you can hear it in the mic and you're like, "Oh shit, okay, I like this." And it records as you go. But usually they start you off raw if they really know what they're doing. And then they mix to learn your voice. But if they don't know your voice, then it just gets tricky. It's just complicated being a singer, because same thing as like a woman and a car. Men don't want to hear that. They don't want to believe that you know something that they know. So they try to, act like your opinion isn't valid. But hey, I'm paying for this session, so my opinion matters, sir. Sir? The producer and the engineer in one room with me is a magical thing, because I can get a blockage and they could hear something that I don't, and they could point it out to me, and then I get inspired again to create another sound or another lyric or whatever. And then we all kind of like tag team on the input and make something creative together, and it turns into a more powerful song than just me trying to spew everything out at once. Like, there's pressure on me. I have to write, I have to sing, I have to make sure my tones are right, I have to make sure my voice isn't dry, I have to make sure that, I'm where I need to be mentally to even stay focused in that space. So it can get overwhelming when everybody's like, "Oh, you should do this, you should do that, da da da." But when we work together, power, 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 power. Also, like, the thing is, when you are in the studio with somebody who's actually recording you, they can tell you, "Hey, you went flat," or "Hey, sing it like this," because they can hear what it's becoming versus you being blinded in the moment of trying to just be getting it done. So it's a lot more helpful. Just like the producer can be like, "Oh, you should take that drum out," and then let her vocals just do the thing. And we're like, "Oh yeah," and then we all sit down, we mix it, and it's like, "Oh shit, this came out really dope." So I'd say that's the difference, the creative chemistry. I went to Florida. and I met this guitarist down there, and he built like so many tracks with me. And we decided to work on an album together, like an EP. And I called the EP the Indigo Effect. And that was like my first time like actually recording something for just me besides that single, and writing and being in a hot stuffy ass garage all day with like a small mic propped up on like some box. Like we were in there getting to it, and he was playing the guitar live, so we had to put the mic near the guitar to pick it up because we had no way to connect it. Like, but we knocked that shit out, and we mixed it, and we got it done, and it was clear. And I had so many songs when I was down there, because I would wake up and I would record every single day. Like we would have jam sessions every single day. And I had so much fun. I had so much fun. Like I loved that, you know. And then we take a break, we go sit by the pool in the backyard. As you know, it's Florida, like everybody got a pool, you know, and it's nice. It's hot as fuck though. And so when we had to record and we closed the garage, oh my God, it was so hot, but it was well worth it. And I remember talking to my guitarist, and he was like, you know, have you ever done anything like really soulful, like blues or jazz? And I was like, no, I kind of just do like modern hip hop and R&B. And he was like, well, how about you try some soulful shit? Like, so he started playing like full blown jazz, like freestyling that shit. And I ended up like closing my eyes and like letting go and just like getting into it. And when I opened my eyes, everybody in the room was crying. And I was like, why are you guys crying? And they're like, because it was just so beautiful. Like you don't know like what you just did. Like that's crazy. And I was like, what? Like, okay. And then that moment right there, and then hearing it back, and then hearing like that project in general helped me find my sound and helped me continue to make music. So then when I came back from Florida, from Cleveland, I had made CDs of that little project, and I manually went to the library. I printed out covers because I took my own cover, and I had like this dress that I took from Goodwill. It was like this geisha dress, and I had a little Polaroid camera, and I fucking edited it. I put my own little caption on the top and like made my album cover. And like I said, I put it on SoundCloud, and then I took the physical copies of the CDs and I made them, and I signed each one. Like I burned disc and I signed each one, and I had like 20 of them. And I went downtown in Cleveland, and I just started hitting random places that like did live music, and I started passing out my CD, giving it out to people on the street, like just passing my shit out, like just putting myself out there. And then I went back to my friend's house, and I found another beat, and I was like, I'm gonna make this song like more modern, more R&B. And that's when I created my song City View. And City View was like one of my favorite songs because I was actually singing about like just being in Cleveland, and like I was a teenager, and we used to like pull up at the actual place called City View, and we'd smoke a bunch of blunts and look at the view and like vibe out and chill in the car, and like that was my shit. You know, like I loved doing that with my friends, and we'd be creating and freestyling in the car, you know, whatever. And so I made that song, and then one of my homies reached out to me, and I went to college with him, and he was like a film major, and he was like, I want to shoot your first music video. I want to be the one to like put you out there like that and put it on YouTube, and let's just do it. And the day he wanted to do it, I did not want to do it. It was raining outside. Like I didn't want to go, but I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm going to go. And it turned into like a whole adventure. We ended up like talking about it, and I told him I wanted to be like third person so people could see what it was like to follow me around and like hang out with me in Cleveland on my little explorer vibes. And we literally shot it just like that. Like he was following me, and I ended up having to like jump over this gate to go into the secret area called like Jacob's Pavilion, and it was across from like downtown, like it was in the west area. And yeah, we shot it, and I put it on YouTube with him, and it did really good. And then I started getting shows in Cleveland, like getting booked for random shows, and I performed the song. And then I started like performing with like jazz bands and like doing covers, and like, you know, I just kept like finding my way. And it all started just from recording in the basement at like 16. on GarageBand in my friend's house. Essentially, when there are other people in there, I am working. Like, I'm working. But when it's just me, I'm vibing. I'm fully just, my guard is down. My head is free to go wherever it wants. I can tap into the emotions that I'm feeling easier. I can feel the beat easier because there's nobody around me influencing different sounds from me or pressuring me to do something else or hearing it the way they want to hear it, which they have full creative control as well, you know, if we're working together and we can collaborate and decide, okay, we both like this sound, so let's do it like this. Oh yes, that's the one, you know, or oh no, we both don't like that. Like, but when it's just me, it's just me. And I'm the one saying, you know what, I don't like the way that sounds. I'm gonna cut this out, I'm gonna try this. Okay, well, what if I add this and I do this and I do that and then I pull back this? I like that. But the duality of both, it just depends on what I'm working on. But I gain experience either way.
We're talking about that it has released its new Mon 2.
Well, as I have evolved and changed over time, my sense of style, the things I like, all the way down to my favorite color, change constantly. And I don't resonate with old versions of myself anymore. I still love her, and she was great. That chapter was fun, but moving forward, I need you guys to see the evolved version because I feel like I haven't been able to give that to everyone yet. Like everyone could see it, like she's in there, but you don't know what she's truly capable of. So that's what I'm working on right now. And I say, if you're an artist or you're a person that is aspiring to be one or you want to create, please do it because we need more artists so bad. Don't sleep on yourself or getting your own way because it will hinder you in the long run.